Welcome to Dream Small, where we believe God does big things through the small and everyday faithfulness of His people. I'm Jason.
And I'm Whitney. We're a family of 8 who's fostered, adopted, and stumbled our way through learning that small, everyday choices can change lives.
In a world that tells you to chase big, we dare you to dream small.
Because you know what? It's not about chasing fame. It's about choosing faithfulness.
I am so excited to share our first sponsor with you guys. His name is Ray Podesta. He is a realtor with Stone Gable Realty. His contact number is 317-538-3226. You can reach him at his email as well, ray@stoneandgable.com. Ray's a great guy. He came up to me after church one Sunday and said, "Hey man, do you need anything for your podcast?" And I said, "Yeah, I could actually use a better piece of recording equipment." And that Tuesday, him and his daughter stopped by and dropped it off. He just did it because he's awesome. He didn't want to be mentioned. He just did it because he's great. So if you're in Central Indiana and you need to buy a house or sell a house, please reach out to Ray Podesta with Stone and Gable Realty, 317-538-3226.
Today, we're talking about school.
Yeah, it's back to school for a lot of people, huh?
Well, we've been back to school because we're in Indiana. The rest of the world, I think, goes back in like a week or two.
The majority of people around us have been back to school for about 2 weeks now, give or take. I know one school that just started a couple days ago, but yeah, the majority have been back. The rest of the world seems to go back around Labor Day. Good for you.
It's actually nice.
Enjoy the rest of your summer.
It shortens our summer.
It does.
And it gives them breaks throughout the year. When I first moved to Indiana, I thought Indiana was drunk, but now that we're here and settled, I actually really like the way they do it.
It's not terrible, but August stinks because you feel like it's summer, right? And
it feels like it's summer.
It feels like it's summer. You still want it to be summer, but
I'm ready for fall.
And it's not.
After my hillbilly,
feels like back to school should be fall, right? Like apple picking, hoodies,
after my hillbilly,
football.
As soon as hillbilly races are done, I'm ready for fall, without a doubt.
So yeah, so we're back to school now, you guys.
Yeah, and where all of our kids go to school. We don't utilize buses.
By choice.
We
don't send them to public school.
And so we have 5 kids in 3 different buildings that all have to pack lunch every day, and we all have to figure out how to get them to and from school every day.
It's super fun.
Fun's a word.
5 kids, 5 lunches, 3 buildings, same drop off and pickup time pretty much.
Yeah.
And then we just said, yeah, Lainey, let's do volleyball because it'll be great.
Luckily, we have really good friends that are participating. Their daughter is also doing volleyball.
And we have another good friend who picks up 3 of the kids for elementary school most mornings, which is a huge help.
Again, the village, the tribe, always helping out.
Y'all, you need a village. If you don't have one,
find one.
Start looking, I guess. I don't know.
They don't sell them on Amazon.
Maybe you need to do a podcast on creating a village.
I'm probably not the one to create a village. That's probably better suited for you.
What would Jason's village look like if it wasn't for Whitney?
Me, probably.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, right. What do I do with my hands? Anyway.
Twiddling your thumbs.
Yeah. So we're going to talk today about what it looks like when you either get a new kid or new foster kiddo, or you're starting a school year with a foster kiddo that's in your care. We're not experts on this. This is one of the things that we're very green at. We've only done it one other time other than this year.
Like twice ever. I mean, we've, dealt with our adopted child going into school, but yeah, I mean, navigating school and foster care to get individually, they can both be tricky. When you combine them together, it can be super complicated, right? So we just figured with it being back to school season, we might just cover a couple, bullet points, things to be aware of, tips and tricks along the way that we might be able to share. And like Jason said, we are by no means experts. We are some days what feels like drowning in getting by with the world of school and all the things. But
we're making it. Not sure how sometimes. I know how. College football is starting up soon. That's good news.
That's why you're making it?
It makes my heart happy that college football is starting soon. So we're going to just walk you through some of the things to consider, some of the things to think about, what you should decide on when you get a foster kiddo that is either starting school for the first time or has come into your care, and you get to make their schooling choices.
Yeah. And you don't always get to necessarily pick the right school. But when looking at school, if you do have options, there's things that you want to consider. You want to be able to, obviously take into account their background. And let me just put it this way. You would find the jackpot of a school if you found a school that was trauma aware. If you found a school with teachers who understood already off the get-go how past experiences impact learning, behavior, and peer relationships, consider it golden. That is such a huge component that I think trauma awareness is becoming more of a thing.
Yeah,
I guess,
it's becoming more of a thing.
Word.
Maybe it is just our own little world, so it feels like it is, right? Because we live in this world. But it does seem overall that it is becoming more of a mainstream thing people are talking about and considering. And
from our experience, if people don't have a lot of history or background or experience with children from hard places and trauma, they want to become trauma aware and they want to learn, and they're craving to understand how to best serve and educate and love children from trauma, which is awesome.
Yeah, people realize the way a lot of us were raised, listen to me, child, or you get spanked, isn't necessarily effective for every child.
Yeah. And I mean, this is an ongoing thing, right? I mean, I am still very much in the thick of needing to retrain my brain and the way I personally parent, because what works in parenting Benny and Delaney, our biological children.
I mean, even they get parented different, right? Like what we can say to one, we can't say to the other.
Right.
It's even the two we made.
Yeah, but it's way different when it comes to the other kids.
But I'm just saying, like, just to
so
connect it with people who are don't foster. Like, just think about your kids and how differently you have to parent them. Okay, add layers of trauma and weird history and how much more challenging it is, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So you want a school, theoretically, in a perfect world.
So we're talking just the context here. If you get to pick the kid's school, like things you should think about if you decide where to send your kiddo. Just to give some context for us.
Yeah.
We send our kids to private Christian schools. We have a choice of a good public school. We live in a good public school district. We just have made the decision to send our kids to private school, and one of our foster daughters started kindergarten this year, and we had to decide what we thought was best for her. And these are some of the things we considered when deciding what would be best for her.
Mm-hmm. You also want to take into account educational history and if there's gaps. We had a placement a couple years ago who was going into 5th grade, and there were a lot of gaps there. And I tried to very much prepare the school that, yes, on paper, 5th grade is the correct placement. However, if I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if this child's going to score into a 3rd grade class. But age and paper trail have 5th grade. So we started at 5th grade, and man, it was a challenge, but it's just something to be aware of that, children, you don't know what they're coming to you with, and what gaps there are.
Yeah, I mean, even school districts within a state, they're all different, let alone the layers of trauma the kid has been through or what possible connections to schooling their trauma is. It's all things to consider, all things that affect their learning, all things to think about when you're trying to figure out what would be best for your foster kiddo and what school they would go to. Next bullet point I would say would be just the emotional readiness of that child. They've been through trauma. We're more so speaking from the perspective of a young kindergartner, talking them through what school's going to look like to help them not get anxious, fear of separation, right? A lot of foster kiddos have really severe attachment problems. Getting dropped off at school with relatively strangers can be really dramatic for them.
Traumatic.
What did I say? Dramatic?
Yeah, traumatic with a T.
Dramatic too. Their kids are dramatic, but traumatic's the right word. Jeez, traumatic for those kids, right? Seeing and just telling them, hey, I will be back to get you at this time. This person is safe. This is a good person. This is somebody you can trust, right?
Yeah, I think the more you can walk through the expectations and, when they're going to see you again, and the more you can talk about things to kind of break down any walls of concern or worry, the better. With any kid, right?
Yeah.
But definitely foster
I
children.
had a moment when we were sending our Bennett, he's our 10-year-old, off to school for the first time, and we dropped him off, and he didn't want to go to these people he had never met before. And I kind of had this large epiphany, like, no, duh. Like, they're strangers.
Yeah.
Like, why would we expect our kids to go wander off with these strangers if we did a good job teaching them strangers don't just be super. So anyway, another thing to think about for foster kiddos is the diversity. If you are in a prominently white area like we are, and you have all black foster kiddos or adoptive kiddos like we do, this is something you should consider. You shouldn't just plug a black child into a white community and expect it all to be okay, or vice versa. It might not work out that way. Things you need to consider, things you need to talk through with caseworkers, FCMs, all of that. For us, believe it or not, our private Christian school is more diverse than the public school system we're in here.
Yeah, it works out really well. But I do remember, 5 years ago, we took in a placement of a child in kindergarten, and our daughter was also in kindergarten at the same time. And we wanted them to be in different rooms just so they had their own, unique space. But I said, can you please put her in a room with some children of color? Because I didn't want her to feel like she stood out. And I didn't realize how non-diversified our school was, but they looked at all the class list, and the only other child who was not white was in 3rd grade. So unfortunately, there was no option for this child to be in a diverse class. But man, like, that's stuff to consider, right? Like, they already feel like they're going to stick out, then they don't belong. Don't make it worse if you can avoid it.
If you can, right. If you can avoid it. Remember, you're not being overprotective. You're advocating for this kid. You have that mama bear or papa bear instinct fired up. Be a pain in the butt. This is a good time to be a pain in the butt and over involved, so you understand all the things that are going into your kid's education.
And it takes me back to something that I always tell myself when it comes to the world of foster care and what we've stepped in to do. If not us, then who? And when you're thinking about, I probably sound, over the top or overprotective. No, you're advocating. And if not you, then who? Who is going to be advocating for this child and their best interest? They're relying on you, whether you realize it or not, whether they realize it or not. They need someone speaking up for them.
You could be the only person that kid's got. So speak up and fight for them.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. So you've established where you're going to send your kiddo to school, whether it's whatever's best for that kiddo, whatever's best for your family, whatever works. Before we move on, actually, I wanted to think about this. If you have a kid come from a district that's nearby, maybe keeping them in that district, even though it might not be your district, might be what's best for that kiddo in the short term, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes kids get moved hours away because that's the only placement they can find. You're probably not going to keep them in their prior school district, the prior school they're in. All things to consider, all things to talk about, all the things that come with being a foster parent.
But when you establish, where they're going to go, you definitely need to figure out a point of contact, whether it be a principal, a school counselor, a case manager, a social worker, someone within that school that will be your primary contact. For us, it's technically the school principal. She's kind of like...
So it's it's a really small private school. It's a big family. So
yeah.
And Greenwood Christian Schools, they're fantastic. They're the best. We love them. They've been so helpful with this. So we've had a really good experience. So we hope you have a good experience. But if not, let us know and we can help you. But yes, our point of contact has been the school principal.
Yeah. You want to be able to be as forthcoming as possible. So sharing essential information for the teacher and school system to know if there's any medical diagnoses they need to be aware of, any, specialists who might be coming into the school to try and work with the child, any tips and tricks, what has worked in the past at previous schools, what hasn't worked, navigating support services for learning and or emotional needs is huge. They might already come to you with a 504 plan or an IEP, or you might be listening to this and thinking, what on earth is that?
Can you explain what those are?
Yeah, I mean, they're just specialized plans for individual students that kind of break down their strengths and areas that they need to improve upon and goals that the school and the parents have established that they need to work on, and then they're like a scale and how they're doing to reach those goals.
So in the state of Indiana, an IEP is an individual education plan, correct?
That's a national thing.
Oh, that's a national thing. Oh, good. Even better.
Yeah, look at you.
Is a 504
Yeah,
an Indiana thing?
That's a service plan. No, they're national plans.
Okay. Well, never mind. So it applies to everybody. So my understanding is an IEP is the public school version, and a 504 is kind of what gets translated.
Essentially, or
Right.
a 504 is kind of like a baby step towards an IEP.
Yeah.
You might have those, you might not. You might look at your child and think, oh, they definitely need that. And guess what? You get to advocate for that. You can request an evaluation. The school needs to assess them within 60 days. This is a whole different podcast, so I won't go into like all the detail, but they need to do an assessment and evaluation.
Give a
if
high
you
level
request.
summary if you can.
That is a high level
Okay.
summary. You can request an evaluation. The school must do it, and then you must meet. It might be 90 days. It's either 60 or 90 days where they must meet to go over the findings with you and then to establish a plan if a plan of care is needed. If you know a child's coming to you, I mean, some days, like we've talked about, it happens within the blink of an eye and you don't have prep time. Other times you might have a 2-week advance lead where you know a child's going to be coming to you, so you can set up meetings ahead of time, try to get the student's information to the new school ahead of time, possibly even meet with teachers and staff ahead of time. The more everyone can be prepared, the better and more successful that transition will be.
So Whitney, not surprisingly, has done the lion's share of this kind of stuff for us. I've kind of been her cheerleader.
And I mean, it helps that my background is special education, right?
Sure.
So that definitely helps it along a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
it does help. Well, I'm also smart enough to realize I don't know what I'm doing, and you do, so I'm just going to let you run, and
yeah.
I'll kick in a door if I need to back you.
There we go.
Yep. All right. We figured out the school. We've prepped the school for the kid.
Now you need to prepare the child.
Now you need to get that kiddo ready to go.
So building routines is huge. Practicing morning routines, practicing what it looks like to, walk to the bus, wait for the bus, prepping them like what that bus ride might look like if it's new for them, if they're walking to school, walking the route with them. In our home, a lot of routines consist of preparing for the morning the night before. So packing lunches the night before, picking out clothing the night before. What can you do the night before to make sure the morning is not pure chaos? Because I'll tell you what, even if we are prepared, it's chaos.
Every morning we think we do a good job, and it's still chaos.
I mean, and it's like, oh, Mom, you need to sign this paper. Oh, I need to do this homework. Oh, I need to bring in something for show and tell. It's like you didn't know this?
I mean, to be fair, we have a kindergartner, a first grader, and a fourth grader.
And sixth grader.
And a sixth grader.
Don't discount her.
She's kind of been the most puzzled one.
We're getting there.
She's growing up to middle school is kind of fun to see.
It's time. But I mean, there's, working on the morning routines. Like I used to, pro tip if you don't know this, you can use a dry erase or wet erase marker on a mirror. So I used to write on the bathroom mirror the kids' routine for school. So in the mornings, brush your teeth, brush your hair, use the bathroom, get dressed, eat breakfast. And they would love either getting to cross it off on the mirror or erase it because it's fun to write on a mirror. Like that's not something kids typically are told they can write on, right?
You normally get yelled at for that. Yeah.
So any way that you can kind of help keep them on track and give them a little bit of ownership, it helps you and it helps them. But the more you can do the night before, I definitely recommend.
So get in that routine. And then also with these trauma kids, these kids that have so much depth trauma, you need to look at emotional tools for them the next day. Kindergartner, like a little stuffy, a little blankie, whatever it is, whatever the school says is okay. Make sure they have it.
I mean, we may or may not know of a fourth grader close to us that still brings a security item to school. And that's okay if that's what
I
they
know
need
a 43-year-old
to thrive.
wife that takes her security blanket with her in the car to pick up the kids from school. So I don't know why you're talking about the kids. Or I mean,
Not
this
the blanket
40
sitting on my lap right now.
Yeah, not that. So, yeah.
Okay, so point made.
Yeah, I know. That's my point. Yeah. So, yeah, get those security items, whatever it is. It can be a ball cap, a little keychain, whatever it is. Talk to that foster kiddo and see what they need. Also, don't let the older foster kiddos tell you, I'm good. Don't buy it. Really try to connect with them and figure out what it is that can make them feel secure while they're at school.
Yeah. And another helpful thing is role playing when you can. Different scenarios. Try to be a forward thinker and think, if you need help in the classroom, buddy, what do you do? Like, what are you going to do if you don't understand something? Or how do you handle bullying? I cannot tell you how many times. And also maybe defining bullying. I know in our home, we hear a lot, oh, everyone was bullying me today. And everyone was mean to me and no one was nice to me. And I'll reach out to the teacher and it just turns out that's a drastic
I mean, our culture right now, if
dramatization.
people aren't nice, it's considered bullying.
It's like,
right?
oh, well,
It's
actually,
not
they
bullying.
just
It's
didn't share the crayon with
They're
me.
being kids, right? They're being
Right.
goober little kids.
So,
sometimes.
but I mean, maybe, defining what bullying is.
But I mean, they still have to learn how to deal with goober little kids, right?
Yeah.
Like that's still a thing. It's not
Yes.
bullying, but it's still a thing they need to figure out how to overcome.
just figuring the social skills, right? So, and that's an ongoing thing. Like it's not a once and done conversation. It is ongoing. As kids get older, problems get harder.
The conversations change. Hey, here, our sixth graders started a middle school sport this year. So me and Whitney are like, hey, you're going to be in a locker room now. Here are some things you might encounter that you haven't encountered before, and here's how you handle these things, right? With just the small kids, hey, what happens if you have to go potty? What do you do? What if you need water? What if, I don't know.
Just helping them think through it so they're prepared, so they're not on their own. It just helps. It just helps everyone.
I think the biggest thing you can also do, along with the comfort item and the role playing, is get them feeling safe with their teacher, right? When that teacher is a safe person, a lot of the need to get everything role playing done really well goes away if they know that's a safe person.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are good ways to prepare your child. I think throughout the year, you just kind of have to make sure your advocacy doesn't wane. You want to make sure you're continuing to check in. Teachers don't always have the capacity to reach out to parents and let them know how things are going. So don't feel bad if you're the one sending the email or making a phone call, just checking in, right? How's it going? Like, are they doing okay? Here's what I'm seeing at home. Are you seeing it? How can I support you?
Yeah.
Like,
if you're parent-teacher, I assume every school in the world is similar to this. You'll have a parent-teacher conference in the fall at some point. If the first time you find out your kiddo is struggling at school is either when that first report card comes home or that first parent-teacher conference happens, I'm going to say it out of love, you're failing that kiddo. You should know that before. You should have known. You should have gotten involved. It shouldn't be a surprise to you at that parent-teacher conference or that first report card.
Yeah, just be on it. Keep an eye on grades. Be plugged into assignments and what needs to be done and study with them. That could be a great way to connect also.
Yeah. Read the books with them, go through their alphabets and their colors and their
algebra.
I was thinking about the kindergartner. She's not doing algebra yet.
But other kids are.
Other kids in our house are, yeah. Look for signs of struggle. You should recognize if a happy-go-lucky kid is all of a sudden real quiet and scared to go to school. That should be a warning flag for you that something's off. Are they mad now more? Are they more aggravated? Whatever it is, right? Whatever warning sign. If behavior, it's more about the change in behavior. If they're always crotchety, okay, that's fine, right? But if all of a sudden they've gone from being really pleasant to not, okay, what happened? Look for things like that.
Yeah. If the school that your child is attending isn't super trauma informed, see if you could link them up with resources or people that you might know that would help them become more trauma informed. Kind of see if you can sprinkle it in throughout the school year or give them tips and tricks that work specifically with your child, ways to speak to the child, things to do when they are getting dysregulated. help them, right? Help them help your child. If you have figured out what works, communicate that, advocate for that. One of the really big things when it comes to trauma awareness is encouraging connection over correction.
I struggle with this.
It's not always, second nature. It's not always easy. It's something that you have to be very mindful of all the time. But a child is not going to learn if they're constantly being corrected. If they are learning, they're learning the wrong way and for the wrong reasons. They need to know first and foremost that you are for them and you care about them.
I mean, for anybody that played sports growing up or had a teacher they just adored, or a principal, my guess is that coach, that teacher, that principal was probably the hardest person on you, but the reason you loved them so much is you knew they cared about you. Like I had a middle school principal, Mr. Nardini. He was tough. Like he's the reason why I still walk on the right side of halls and do multiple things I do. He was very strict, but by goodness, if he didn't love us kids, and we knew he loved us and cared about us. So we would listen to him and you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Whitney's point. If you connect with these kids, you can do all the other stuff.
Connect before you correct.
At home, school day's over, you come home. What are some things you can do to help that trauma kid could be very challenged during the day? What can we do? First thing, give your kid time to decompress.
So one of the first things we do, I say, get in the house, unpack your backpack so we don't, go into that spiral of, oh, you needed to sign this last night. Unpack your backpack, put your lunch away, go outside, go play. Like, no expectations, just whatever helps them decompress, let them do it.
I mean, sometimes we let them watch a movie, sometimes it's whatever it is, right? It's different every day. Go unschool yourself for 20, 30 minutes.
I will say, though, that movement is so beneficial.
When I come home, I can tell when they've been outside and playing and when they haven't, and it's always better.
Outside makes everything better for all of us, except Jason.
It's not me.
Jason's a grumpy old man outside.
Especially when it's hot like it is right now. In the fall, I'll be good to go outside, but now I'm a chubby white guy from the Midwest. Heat and me just don't get along.
Heat and me don't get along.
No. Heat and humidity and me don't get along. Once you give them time to decompress and get get their sillies out. Is that what the song says?
Wiggles, baby.
Get your wiggles out. Doesn't it say sillies?
Shake your sillies out.
Yeah. See, I'm not crazy.
And you jump your jiggles out.
Yeah, all the iggles.
The wiggles sing it. I don't know.
Once you get all the iggles out, set them down and start working on that homework. Which is always fun.
And try to make it like low key, right? Like remove your emotion from it. Remember, they've had a long day. They're children. God bless the teachers that don't send home homework. Thank you.
We've been really lucky. Most of our teachers have been
I think we've been really lucky to have kids that get it done in school.
Yeah, our two oldest have.
Yeah, they're rock stars.
Well,
okay, stop. You stop right there.
Don't say that too loud because they'll hear us. Yeah.
Especially when it comes to homework and helping build that connection and that trust by celebrating small wins. Encourage your child, whatever it might be, as goofy as you might think it is. Let them know that they're seen and valued and appreciated and encouraged and supported. Cheer them on.
Can I just say something about school, especially like early education?
Okay.
I think a lot of people take it way too serious.
I mean, kind of.
Like, it's not that. I mean, it's good. Like, you need to be educated, and don't get me wrong, but it's not that serious.
Yeah.
Okay. You agree with me?
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. It's just like...
I could see it both ways.
Like, it's important. I'm not going to say it's not important, but it's not the panacea of all things life is the
I think it builds a lot of life skills more than anything.
Sure.
Like the first couple years.
But still, let's keep it in proper perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it in proper perspective.
Okay.
All right. Celebrating small wins. All right. Next one. Keep the team going. The team of that foster kiddo. That can include case managers, therapists, birth parents, whoever's involved in that kiddo's life from day to day. Keep them involved with what's going on at school.
You kind of have to be the glue because you are the advocate, right? Like we've already established in, prior episodes that DCS, they have a lot going on. They have a lot of other aspects of this case they have to worry about. So the child is in a safe home with you. So they're good, right? So don't count on DCS to kind of keep the glue together for everything school related. Assume that responsibility.
Be proactive with it, right? Like when you get an email or something, hey, just so FYI, Billy Bob's doing really good in math, or
Billy Bob. Can
Billy
you
Bob.
imagine if we got a placement? Hey, this is Billy Bob.
That'd be awesome. Just keep the communication flowing, keep it open. That way, you keep it consistent.
Would he have red hair and freckles?
Sure, whatever you want him to look like.
Budgie.
You just keep the communication going. That way, if you keep it consistent, you don't have to try to remember it all in that info dump you get once a month with the case manager when you talk to him.
Yeah, for me, my biggest tip is email the team whenever you have major updates. Don't wait. Just email them. And then, you don't have to worry about it. It's off your shoulders.
Yeah, let them decide what to do with it. 100%.
Yeah.
Foster kiddos with some deeper needs, you need to coordinate with therapists going into the school and potentially working with the school's therapy lessons. Mm-hmm. Is that the best word for that?
Sessions.
Sessions, thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
Got me, boo. Yeah, coordinate that. That's important.
This is a lot, you guys, right? And
it's not like a super fun storytelling one. Like our last one was a lot of fun stories. This is very pragmatic and tactical.
Yeah, but
but it's important
coming up. Like it's just things that you don't really stop to consider until you're in it, and you're like, oh man, right?
Yeah.
Like the one thing I will say, okay, there's so many things I could say. One thing that
oh boy, we're
that mattered
freelancing
to
here.
me.
Okay.
I'm totally off script right now.
Let's go.
But like Jason has shared, our kids all go to a private school. So we're sending our foster child to a private school. We are paying for our foster child to go to a private school because personally, I think that would be really cruddy of us to send her to a public school when everyone else goes to a different school. Because not only...
If we think the best environment for her is the private school.
Yes, because you have to factor in how she would feel knowing that she's going to a different school than everyone else. If she's truly part of our family, it makes sense that she would go there where the rest of our family goes. Now, if down the road, if she has needs that a different school can provide better,
Right.
Obviously we will explore that. I'm very aware that our children under our roof right now, we might have children in various schools for the rest of their lives just because they all have such unique needs and skills and strengths.
Yep.
But right now, I did not see any need for her to go anywhere else beyond where her siblings go.
And also, we know at that school,
she will be loved.
Connection will be first,
Yes.
right? Like we know that based on the relationships we've formed with the principals and the teachers. Like we're really close with everybody there. We know that little girl will be loved first.
Yeah.
And educated second.
Yes.
And for her, that is what's most important right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Learning her shapes and colors is secondary to being loved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another thing also, when you're prepping for school and you're doing school shopping, let that foster kiddo shop for their stuff as much as possible.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even think of that.
It brings them joy.
When the little guy that we had a couple of years ago was going into 5th grade, he came to us 2 days before school started. So I took him shopping and letting him pick everything out. And there's a good chance this child had never been in a Walmart before. He was beside himself, giddy. Oh, like he couldn't even like stand still or focus, like getting to pick out his school supplies. I really don't, based on his behavior, I don't know that he was actually ever in a store before. But he was so excited, and getting the chance to do that and to know it all belonged to him.
It's all his.
Was huge. Yeah.
Like for us as parents of lots of kids, it can be really annoying when the one kid can't decide on their pencil pouch, right? Or the type of pencils they want, or their folders, or whatever it is.
You sound like you've taken kids school shopping, Jason.
I know my kids. I know what it is. I know my kids. I might not have done it, but I know what it's like. That gets annoying and it's exhausting sometimes, but that helps them feel the ownership and over their own little independence. Yeah.
That they matter. Yeah. They get to pick.
You might not be able to do it for everything, but as much as you can, let them pick out their own stuff.
Yeah.
Back to school. I think that's about it. What else?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say success for transitioning back to school for your children, foster children, or just your children. Remember, it's not about grades. It's about their safety. It's about their connection, their stability, and their sense of belonging.
Great. Like I said, again, keep school in the right perspective. It's secondary to all those other things. Yes, learning, education is important, but those other things are more important.
Yeah. And listen, you guys, if you're out there and you have stories or experiences or thoughts that you want to share, we would love to hear it.
Yeah, this is an area we're not super experienced in. We have our experiences, but we would really love to hear what you guys have to share. I think that's it. That's all I got.
All right, you guys, that is it for our back to school episode. So until next time, keep dreaming small.
Thank you for listening to the Dream Small podcast. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please tap that follow button and leave us a review. It helps other people find my mom and dad's show. If you're on Spotify, please give my parents a follow and a 5-star rating. And wherever you listen, don't forget to share the show with a friend who needs a little encouragement today. You can also follow us on social media to stay in the loop. Instagram at Dream Small Podcast, Facebook Dream Small Podcast, Twitter or X at Dream Small Show. Or email us anytime at dreamsmallpodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing from you. And remember, just dream small. See you next time.